A very pleasant good afternoon to everybody, wherever you may be today, as we move into the third game of the day here from Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem, Utah, where it's the Woods Cross Wildcats and the Judge Memorial Bulldogs. We're just about set, ready to go. And the first pitch is low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes, as Alex Johnson delivered the first pitch low for a ball to Nathan Higley. We'll give you the lineups here momentarily, as the 1-0 pitch on its way home is swung on and bounced right back up the middle into center field for a leadoff single, and Judge Memorial has Nathan Higley on to open up this ball game. Just a bouncer that went right back up the middle. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Judge Memorial Bulldogs. Leading off in left field will be Nathan Higley. The pitcher, Skylar Ramsey, hits 2. Sam Robinson, the first baseman, will hit 4th. Nick Klein, the shortstop, hitting 5th. Third baseman Austin Candelario will hit in the 5 spot. Mickey Solstice, the center fielder, will hit 6th. Connor Stone, 7th. Dash Robinson, 8th. And Jack Boomer rounds out the order and will bat 9th. No balls and a strike on the pitcher Ramsey, as the 0-1 pitch misses away for a ball, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Defensively for the Woods Cross Wildcats, in the outfield, Kyle Rogers will be in left, Brady Childs in center field, Tanner Hammond in right. The 1-0 pitch is swung on, popped up, and that ball is going to be fouled away. And the count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Skylar Ramsey. Josh Cowley will be at third base, Braden Randolph at short. It's going to be Brady Smith at second, Jordan Lewis at first, and Jake Foster behind home plate, as the 1-2 pitch misses for ball 2. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes the count here on Skylar Ramsey. Alex Johnson, the starting pitcher for Woods Cross today, from the stretch. He'll slide step and throw over to first and getting back there safely. Both teams wearing white today. Judge Memorial in the white tops, white pants with the red lettering. Woods Cross in the white tops and white pants with kind of the bluish, kind of maybe, I believe it's a bluish kind of lettering and numbers, as that one misses away ball 3, and the count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Both of these teams coming out of Region 6. Woods Cross winning Region 6, going 13-1, and Alex Johnson blows the fastball past Skylar Ramsey for the first out of the ball game, and there's 1 out here in the top of the first inning for Sam Robinson. Woods Cross going 13-1 overall this season in their regular season play, winning Region 6. Another Region 6 team, the Bountiful Braves, will play in the game to follow. 1 out, and the first pitch to Robinson is away for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. So we are set, ready to go for what should be a very good 7-inning baseball game, as that one's a breaking ball that comes in for a ball, and the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes to count. These two teams have played a couple of times already this season. April 18th, Woods Cross beat Judge Memorial 10-3, as the pitch there comes on the outside corner for a called strike, says home plate umpire Tony Preston. Lance Hill will be working the base paths tonight. The other matchup came back on April 21st, a 17-5 decision in favor of the Wildcats, as that one misses again, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and a strike to Sam Robinson. Woods Cross's losses this season have come to Bountiful in region play. That was their only loss back on May the 5th. 3-1 pitch is swung on and fouled away by Robinson. Woods Cross losing, of course, last week to Spanish Fork 4-1. And that's how they got into the bottom part of the bracket. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Sam Robinson. And the 3-2 pitch on its way, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Alex Johnson has his second strikeout of the ball game, back-to-back, and with 2 outs, the shortstop, Nick Klein's going to come to the plate. Judge Memorial looking, going to try to get something going here early on here. They're going to have to, as that's a bad swing and a miss, the throw down to first, not a time. The reason why I say it was bad was Klein kind of chased a pitch that was well out of the strike zone. A little bit different season for Judge Memorial. The Bulldogs kind of having one of those up and down seasons. The 0-1 pitch coming home. That one right on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Judge Memorial's been a team that's been able to put up a lot of runs, and at times has just struggled with keeping those runs off the scoreboard. The 1-2 pitch misses away for a ball, and it's 1-2. Played down at the Snow Canyon Classic back in March and kind of struggled outside the gate. Coming in, though, playing pretty well in region play, sweeping East, Highland, and Cypress. That ball's hit pretty well out to deep right center field. It's going to send the right fielder all the way back, and that ball is gone. A 2-run homer, and Judge Memorial's taking an early 2-0 lead on a 2-run shot by Nick Klein. And if you're Judge Memorial, just what you were looking to start off with there is just get something positive on the board. Austin Candelario stands in now, the third baseman. And the first pitch on its way home is going to be low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. So a 2-run shot by Nick Klein that just got enough out over that right center field fence. The 1-0 pitch coming from Johnson. That one misses low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. But as we saw in that first game, the early runs doesn't always come back to help you. As the 2-0 pitch on its way, that one gets over the plate for a called strike, 2-1. I say that because in the game right before us, Box Elder gets a 2-run homer from Bryant Tingy, but then that's the only 2 runs the Bees were able to put up. A 2-1 pitch on its way. That ball swung on and hit very well out to left center field. Rogers going back, and that ball is going to roll off the base of the wall. Going into second is going to be Candelario. He's going to be standing there with a 2-out double. And all of a sudden, 3 hits here in the inning for Judge Memorial. And they got the bats going here in the early going as a quick visit out to the mound is going to happen here from Jake Foster, the catcher for Woods Cross. Will head out and have a quick word with Alex Johnson, and that's a tough early visit to have happen, but a lot of the pitches for Alex Johnson just missing the strike zone, and when you leave pitches up, a lot of times hitters have an opportunity to take some good cuts, and right there, that's what they've been able to do. As stepping in will be Mickey Saltes, the center fielder, and the first pitch on its way is over for a called strike, and it's 0-1. The scoreboard shows, and now they changed it. The scoreboard was showing 2-2, but it is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to count. Johnson kicks, comes home, and the pitch right on the outside corner. This one a called strike, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to count here on center fielder Mickey Saltes. Getting his lead is Candelario at second base. The 0-2 pitch misses off the plate for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The reason why I say this Judge Memorial team might be a team to really watch out for is they've swept East in the last couple of weeks, swept Highland, and also swept Cypress. Now, those are more the teams that are on the bottom of Region 6 as Johnson gets the strikeout, his second of the inning. But the damage is done. A 2-run homer by Nick Klein, and that gives Judge Memorial an early 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Judge Memorial 2, Woods Cross coming to bat here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Bottom of the first inning, starting here at Brent Brown Ballpark here in Orem, Utah. The Woods Cross Wildcats will look to try to see if they can't jump into that deficit here that they are facing here at a 2-0 ball game. At the first pitch, low and away to a ball to Kyle Rogers, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Quickly here, we'll get you the Woods Cross lineup here. Their starting lineup announced by their coach, Trevor Amicone. That one misses away for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch comes. That ball's lined right to the third baseman, Candelario, who just goes up and makes the snag. And for the first out of the inning, that's a line drive off the bat of Kyle Rogers that there's just nothing you can do about that if you're Rogers. So with 1 out, Brady Childs will come to the plate as the right-hander Skylar Ramsey goes back to work here. He'll work from the stretch in the first pitch on the inside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. The Woods Cross Wildcats lineup looks like this. Left fielder Kyle Rogers led off. Brady Childs in center hits third. Brandon Wagstaff, the DH, will hit third as the 0-1 pitch misses for a ball, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Josh Cowley, the third baseman, hits cleanup. Jake Foster behind home plate hits fifth. Jordan Lewis, the first baseman, hitting sixth. The pitcher Alex Johnson will hit seventh as the 1-1 pitch misses low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Tanner Hammond, the right fielder, hitting eighth, and Braden Randolph, the shortstop, rounds out the order. The 2-1 pitch on its way. That one's going to be swung on and grounded to third. Fielded again cleanly, the throw in time for the second out of the inning. So 2 pretty quick outs there if you are Skylar Ramsey here. So he's been able to find a pretty good way here. We'll give you Judge Memorial defensively here momentarily as Brandon Wagstaff gets ready to step in. In the outfield for Judge Memorial will be Nathan Higley in left, Mikey Saltis in center field, Jack Boomer in right. On the infield at third base, it will be Austin Candelario, Nick Klein at short as the pitch misses low for the ball and it evens the count up 1-1. Dash Anderson at second base. Over at first base, Sam Robinson. Connor Stone, the catcher, will be behind the plate, and Skylar Ramsey on the mound. The 1-0 pitch is swung on. That ball's hit out into right center field. It's kind of slicing away. Getting under it and not making the play out there in right field is Jack Boomer. Continuing to run and holding up on second with a double is Brandon Wagstaff. And the Woods Cross Wildcats have something going here in the second. A 2-out double by Wagstaff, their first hit of the ball game. And now that's going to bring up third baseman Josh Cowley. So not the easiest ball out there. That wind kind of starting to whip up, especially on those balls hit to right field. That ball, the wind just kind of carried on Jack Boomer, and he just kind of got into a position where he couldn't quite come up with it. So he'll look to try to see here if his pitcher can help him out and can keep that run off the board as Cowley comes up to the plate. 2 gone, bottom of the first inning, 2-0 Judge Memorial. Though a delivery on its way, that one on the inside corner for a called strike, and it's no balls and a strike here on Josh Cowley. No balls and 1 strike to count. The right-hander on the mound takes a look at second, kicks and comes home. That one misses just off the plate for a ball. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike here on Josh Cowley. Right here as everybody gets ready to go. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. And the 1-1 pitch is going to get away from behind the plate, taking the turn, coming in to try to score, and scoring on the play is Brandon Wagstaff. It's 2-1. Wagstaff just took off around second base, and losing the baseball was Connor Stone. And by the time Connor Stone was able to come up with the baseball, that ball was all the way back behind the backstop, and Wagstaff just found a way to come all the way around here. And we're going to have a quick visit here out to the mound made by one of the coaches for the Bulldogs. Have a quick word here just to understand and just try to make sure that everybody's on the same page, because really it's something that shouldn't really happen out there is the idea that the runner shouldn't really be able to score from second. You should have guys pointing out if your catcher can't find the baseball. You should be pointing out, first off, where that baseball is to help your catcher out. Although I'm sure Woods Cross will take it. They'll take that run to get one run back here and just kind of get something going. It's a 2-1 count here on Josh Cowley. The 2-1 pitch, that one bounced in the dirt for a ball, and the count moves now to 3 balls and a strike. So Woods Cross able to get one back. 2 down here, top of the bottom of the first inning. The 3-1 pitch comes, that one misses low, and Cowley draws himself a walk. So here comes the walk as Jake Foster comes to the plate. And with 2 outs, Woods Cross looking to try to see if they can't tie this ball game up. The Wildcats having a very successful season. Overall, 23-4. It's just kind of a complete different. Judge Memorial coming in 12-12. Woods Cross coming in 23-4. So just a kind of a complete differences here as the pickoff move, and they got him. They pick off Josh Cowley. The throw came over. The tag was plied, and Josh Cowley picked off to end the first inning. So the Woods Cross Wildcats do get one back at the end of 1 complete from Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Judge Memorial 2. Woods Cross 1. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Top of the second inning, getting ready to start here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem as Judge Memorial is able to capitalize on a 2-run homer by Nick Klein. And that's right now the difference of the ball game, a 2-1 lead for the Bulldogs over the Woods Cross Wildcats as 7-8-9 Connor Stone steps in to lead it off, and that's going to be in there on the inside corner for a called strike. It will be Connor Stone, Dash Anderson, Jack Boomer coming up here for Judge Memorial. The 0-1 pitch on its way. Bounces in there for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Judge Memorial lost an 8-7 game to Box Elder in the first round. And the 1-1 pitch misses away for a ball, and the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. They lost an 8-7 game against Box Elder in the 4A first round, and then beat Provo 1-0 in the 1-loss bracket last week. That pitch is swung on and lined out into right center field. Diving and not making the play is Childs. That's going to roll all the way out into deep right center field. Coming up and standing on second with a leadoff double is Connor Stone. That is the 4th hit of the ball game for the Judge Memorial Bulldogs, their second double. And Judge Memorial is getting something going here in the second inning. They'll have a courtesy runner out there. Joseph Mancini is going to come in and run here for Connor Stone. So Dash Anderson's going to come to the plate here, with Mancini, the runner, on at second base. And the first pitch swung on and foul tipped into the glove for a called strike, and it's 0-1. A pretty good day for baseball. The clouds encircling, they've gotten lighter as we've gotten into this one. 0-1 pitch, bunt showed, that one's popped up, giving it a look, but it's going to go foul. As giving it a look behind home plate was Jake Foster, but he couldn't quite get there. It'll be no balls and 2 strikes to count on Dash Anderson. Anderson was trying to get that bunt down to try to move the runner over to third, but now with 2 strikes, it would be awfully risky to have him bunt here. Although the third baseman, Josh Cowley, is playing back on the bag, so if he could get one down, if he could beat it out, that would help Judge Memorial. The 0-2 pitch is going to be a called strike. The throwdown almost got the runner Mancini for the second out. Almost had to strike him out, throw him out double play. But Mancini able to get back underneath the tag, and Dash Anderson goes down for the third strikeout already of the ball game for Alex Johnson, the first out here of the second inning, and Jack Boomer comes to the plate. Boomer getting the start in right field tonight, as the breaking ball comes in and settles in there at the knees for a called strike, and it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to count here on Jack Boomer. Joseph Mancini running on at second base. The 0-1 pitch on its way home, swung on, popped up. Jam shot just straight up in the air. Lewis going to give it a look. He's going to make the play for the second out of the inning. So with 2 outs there, that was just a high pop-up, and Jordan Lewis just had to get there. So with 2 outs, back to the top of the lineup, and Nathan Higley will step up. Higley started the game off with a base hit and then scored on the 2-run home run by Nick Klein. 2 gone, top of the second inning. 2-1 Judge Memorial. Johnson comes home, breaking ball. That one's in there for a called strike at the knees, and it's no balls and a strike. 1 more game to go. The 7 o'clock game will feature the defending state champion Bountiful Braves as they meet the Skyline Eagles. What should be a very fun ball game. The 0-1 pitch is swung on. That one's going to be fouled away. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes to count here on Nathan Higley. This is game 3 of 4 today from Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem. The first game going to the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. 4-0 shutout victory. The 0-2 pitch swung on, grounded to third, and that's going to go foul. Good backhanded play by Cowley at third base, but he just couldn't quite get it. Maple Mountain advances to tomorrow at 1:30 with a 4-0 win over Skyview. And then Orem defeating Box Elder by a score of 3-2. So that will be one of our games tomorrow, the 1:30 game. 4 more games coming up tomorrow here from Brent Brown Ballpark. That one's low and in the dirt for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Nathan Higley. The games tomorrow night will be winners bracket games, Mountain Crest and Spanish Fork at 4:30, and then Timpanogos against Salem Hills at 7. That one misses away for a ball, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So another full day of action here from Brent Brown Ballpark all week, leading up to the state championship games on Friday for both the 4A and also the 5A. Both those games right here, the 2-2 pitch. That one misses low, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Nathan Higley. Running out on second base is Joseph Mancini. Getting his lead out there, Mancini. No one's really playing him close to hold him on. The 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled straight back. That will roll, hit the roof, and come right back onto the field of play. Judge Memorial in the white tops and red. Woods Cross white and blue. The 3-2 pitch, that one misses low, ball 4. And Nathan Higley's on here with a 2-out walk, and now that's going to bring up Skylar Ramsey, the pitcher. Ramsey's 0 for 1 today. He went down on strikes back in the first inning. As Ramsey will look here to try to see if he can't get this one, get a couple more runs up on the board. Swings and fouls the first pitch back as he was just a little bit out in front and underneath that breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike to count. Runners get their lead. Mancini at second, Higley at first. Time called here as we play in the top of the second inning. 2-0 in favor of Judge Memorial. The 0-1 pitch on its way. That one just off the plate for a ball. And the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here at the 2015 4A State Baseball Tournament. The right-hander, Alex Johnson, back to work. Comes home, breaking ball. That one in there at the knees for a called strike 2. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Skylar Ramsey. The 2 opposing pitchers facing each other here. Runners get their leads. Johnson set on the mound, takes a look at second, comes home. Breaking ball, swung on, foul tip. Not held on to, though, by Jake Foster, so we'll have another 1-2 pitch coming. Outfield playing pretty straight away. Kyle Rogers in left, Brady Childs in center. And it's going to be Tanner Hammond in right. On the infield at third, it's going to be Josh Cowley. That one missing away for a ball. At shortstop, it's going to be Braden Randolph. At second, it will be Brady Smith. Smith is not hitting in the lineup, just playing defensively. At first base, Jordan Lewis. Behind the plate, Jake Foster. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. The delivery on its way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And the 4th strikeout of the day for Alex Johnson ends the second inning. So Judge Memorial once again able to find a way to get a couple of men on. This time they don't produce any runs. Heading to the bottom of the second inning at Brent Brown Ballpark, it's Judge Memorial 2, Woods Cross 1. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Bottom of the second inning, starting here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem, Utah. The Woods Cross Wildcats will have Jake Foster step in and lead it off. Foster was up at the plate in the bottom of the first inning, but then Josh Cowley got picked off of first base. So it'll be Foster, Jordan Lewis, Alex Johnson coming up, and the first pitch is swung on and missed by Jake Foster. It'll be 0-1.
Keep your head on it, buddy.
5, 6, and 7. Open stance in the box for Jake Foster. The 0-1 pitch coming home, and that one right off the plate for a ball, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Skylar Ramsey on the mound for Judge Memorial. A little bit of not a submarine, but not an over-the-top, kind of a 3/4 arm slot there as he brings that one home, and that one misses off the plate, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Winner of this one moves into a 11 a.m. game tomorrow morning where they get the winner of Skyline Bountiful. The 2-1 pitch on its way, swung on, popped up. Going out there and getting under it, making the catch is Klein for the first out of the bottom of the second inning. So just a high pop fly there that Good job there by Nick Klein to be able to get there and make the play. And here comes first baseman Jordan Lewis. Lewis hitting in the 6th spot, made the defensive play on the pop-up in the top of the 2nd inning. Now we'll see what he can do with the bat. And the first pitch is right on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's no balls and a strike on Jordan Lewis. And no balls and 1 strike to count. The wind, the delivery on its way. That one bounces in for the ball. Good block by Connor Stone behind home plate. And that was a nice block, even though there was no base runners on. Always good to practice blocking that ball there. The 1-1 pitch on its way home. Lewis swings, pops that one up down the left field line. Long run, giving it a look, but it's going to go foul back onto the berm. This sits down the left field line here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Pretty decent crowd turned out today for this one between Judge Memorial and Woods Cross. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Lewis stands in that slightly open stance. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. As throwing it by him was Skylar Ramsey, and there's 2 outs here in the 2nd inning. The first strikeout for Ramsey on the evening, and now they'll bring up the opposing pitcher, Alex Johnson. Johnson's struck out 4 or 5 Bulldogs already here, now looking to help his own cause. The wind and the delivery comes, and that ball's going to be swung on, hit right into the hole into right field for a base hit. So Johnson finds his way on here with 2 outs, and that's going to keep the inning going for Tanner Hammond. Hammond, a quarterback on the Woods Cross football team. Woods Cross football team making it to the semifinals once again this year before, I believe, losing to Timpview, I want to say. So with 2 outs, Tanner Hammond will stand in. We'll see what he can do with the baseball bat. Pickoff move again, and another very quick move over there from Skylar Ramsey. Ramsey just kind of turns and then quickly just looks over and throws. A pretty good lead for Alex Johnson, and now time called here. Johnson's at front of Alex Johnson's jersey, already covered with dirt after that dive. The pitch on its way. That one's going to be maybe a little bit high and outside for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count on Tanner Hammond. Hammond will take a quick step out of the batter's box, now step in. Slide arm, kind of, I want to say, kind of a slingshot throw, but keeping it in front of him was Sam Robinson, which was good. Almost, I mean, with the way that throw came over, it just kind of rolled in there. He almost had the glove right there to tag the runner out. 1 ball and no strikes to count. The right-hander kicks, comes home. Runner takes off. The pitch out, the throw down is going to be high and almost got into center field. Dash Anderson quickly getting behind the throw there to make sure that one stayed relatively close. And so Alex Johnson, the opposing pitcher, able to steal the base there. Finds his way onto second base with 2 outs. They're tying run and scoring position here for Tanner Hammond. Braden Randolph in the on-deck circle for the Woods Cross Wildcats. The 2-0 pitch on its way right off the plate. And the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes to count.
Come on, between first and second, buddy.
The 3-0 pitch on its way, and that one misses ball 4, and Tanner Hammond draws a 2-out walk, and that will keep the inning alive.
The shortstop, number 3, Braden Randolph.
So Braden Randolph wearing number 3 today. We'll get the start at shortstop. I have him down here as number 20, but wearing number 3 today. With 2 outs, stands in from the right side, and the first pitch on its way is swung on and fouled away as he kind of fouled that one off his ankle there. It'll be quickly no balls and a strike. Woods Cross with runners on at first and second with 2 down here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Alex Johnson, the runner on at second, and Tanner Hammond running over at first base. No balls and a strike. The kick and the delivery comes. That one right on the inside corner. This one a called strike, and it's 0-2 against Randolph.
Inside, man, inside.
Working here from the stretch, Skylar Ramsey looking for that final strike here of the inning. The 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be swung on, bounced up the middle. Klein is there. His only play is first. The throw is in time, and the side is retired. So a hit and a walk don't come back to hurt Skylar Ramsey and Judge Memorial at the end of 2 from Brent Brown Ballpark. Judge Memorial 2, Woods Cross 1. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Top of the 3rd inning starting here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem. And right now it's the Judge Memorial Bulldogs with a 2-1 lead over their Region 6 foe, the Woods Cross Wildcats here as we get ready to continue on this one. Judge Memorial will have Sam Robinson, number 3, standing to lead it off. And the first pitch is off the pull, called strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Alex Johnson, number 4, back to work, working with 4 strikeouts so far of the 6 outs that he's gotten. The 0-1 pitch on the way, breaking ball, and Robinson just kind of threw the bat out there and came up empty, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to count. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Quickly set, ready to go. Alex Johnson winds and delivers, and that pitch swung on as Robinson just kind of threw the bat head out there, made some contact with it. Be no balls and 2 strikes. Up at the 5A state tournament, it went final. American Fork gets a walk-off single in the 7th to move the Cavemen. Will advance in the 5A state tournament. That pitch swung on by Robinson and lined into left field for a base hit. So a leadoff single here for Sam Robinson, and Judge Memorial looking to get something going again here with Nick Klein coming to the plate. Klein back in the 1st inning hit a home run to right field to give Judge Memorial a 2-0 lead. That was a 2-run homer. And now he'll look to try to stand in here once again. Nobody away, top of the 3rd inning. Pitch on its way, swung on and missed, no balls and a strike. The game going on right now up at Kearns High School is West Jordan taking on Taylorsville. We'll try to keep you updated as much as we can throughout the night on that one going on. The 0-1 pitch on its way. That one a good block behind the plate by Foster. As they've had some little more storms right now going on throughout there. Another lightning delay up in Kearns between where West Jordan's leading Taylorsville in the bottom of the 2nd inning, 1-0. The 1-1 pitch, Klein took a big cut, came up empty, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We had a storm right around as we were getting ready to start this one that kind of started to come through, and it really kind of went all the way around us. A few showers came down here at Brent Brown Ballpark that I could tell when I was outside of the press box as the 1-2 pitch to Klein on his way. He lines this one out into the gap in left center field. Taking the turn and heading to 3rd is Robinson. Klein's going to head into 2nd. They're going to wave Robinson around 3rd. The relay throw is going to be cut off and held by Smith, and it is a 3-1 lead for Judge Memorial here in the 3rd. Another pitch that was just left up, and it looks like Trevor Amicone has seen enough as he's going to head out to the mound. It doesn't look like he's officially taken the ball yet, but a massive change is happening here, and Alex Johnson's day has come to an end. So we're going to have a pitching change by the Woods Cross Wildcats here in the 3rd, where it's Judge Memorial leading this one 3-1 over the Woods Cross Wildcats. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher after the break. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Sam was the first batter. Catherine scored. Still up 3-1. So that's
Looks like somebody came to play. How are you? Yeah, that was a 2-hour drive. I was stopped for 1 hour. I think they life flighted somebody out. Crazy. Well, I'm going to be here for 40 minutes, and I got to leave to get to Amber's thing.
let's hope we can get up there without delay.
Yeah.
Top of the third inning starting here at Brent Brown Ballpark. We're not at Woods Cross High School today. We're at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem. But Woods Cross is playing, and right now they trail 3-1 as a new pitcher comes in the ball game. It's going to be Jordan Lewis, the first baseman, comes in to pitch. Moving to first base will be left fielder Kyle Rogers, and I believe Alex Johnson moved to short. And that's about all as I can track down right now. I'll try to figure out who the new left fielder is here as soon as we can, as the 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled away, as Austin Candelario stands in. Candelario had a double back in the first inning. Lewis set, ready to go. The pitch swung on and foul tipped into the glove for out number 1. So a big first strikeout there for Jordan Lewis, as the first out of the third inning is recorded. The first strikeout for Jordan Lewis, as Mikey Saltis will come to the plate. Saltis on the day is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He went down on strikes here from Alex Johnson, and the pitch bounces in for a ball. Saltis quickly putting his hands up, letting the base runner know out there at second base that, nope, he blocked it, don't go. 1 ball and no strikes to count. 3-1 Judge Memorial, top of the third inning. The 1-0 pitch, bunt shown there by Saltis, but he quickly pulls it back, but it's taken for a called strike anyway, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. In the on-deck circle is Connor Stone, the catcher. Judge Memorial's opened, looking to try to get that run home and try to open this one up a little bit, as Saltis swings and fouls it back, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The winner of this one moves into an 11 a.m. game tomorrow morning, and then the loser, their season comes to an end. I don't know of any really either nicer way of saying it, but other than that, you lose, your season's done. The 1-2 pitch, about to come home. Lewis kicks, comes home, and that one sits just below the knees, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield playing maybe a rather, not really shallow, but not playing extremely deep either. The 2-2 pitch on its way home. Swung out and missed. The ball is going to get away, and the throw down to first is in time for the second out of the inning. So Lewis has come in, gotten 2 strikeouts, back-to-back strikeouts, as Connor Stone, the catcher, is going to come to the plate. Stone is 1 for 1 today. He had a double to lead off the second inning, and then they brought in Joseph Mancini to run for him, and Mancini got stranded on at second base. And that is the one thing when you see these two teams, this is their 3rd time playing this season, and so they've seen each other often enough to have a lot about scouting reports on one another as the first pitch misses away for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. And when you have that kind of knowledge about your opponent, it kind of helps understanding, hey, we're going to start this guy. If he struggles, then we'll go to this guy. Jordan Lewis stands in from the stretch and delivers home. That one bounces in for the ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. So Stone standing in, trying to work this count, trying to get everything going here for Judge Memorial here. Try to keep it going in the 3rd inning. Woods Cross, a very successful team this year. The 2-0 pitch right on the inside corner. And a good job by Foster framing that one. And it's going to be 2 balls and a strike. Big hole out there into left center field. As the left fielder playing shallow and kind of hugging the line out there. The 2-1 pitch bounced in there. Good block behind home plate once again by Foster. Keeps his glove down, just kind of keeps that one in front of him. That is Braden Randolph, who's moved out into left field. So a bunch of different changes made for, I just saw the number when he turned around. The 3-1 pitch swung on and fouled away. So you had the first baseman move to pitcher, the pitcher moved to short, the shortstop moved to left field, the left fielder moved to first base. So a number of different changes here for Woods Cross. Who knew that it would have the, the domino effect when you change the pitcher. Count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes, the count on Connor Stone. The kick and the delivery comes. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Jordan Lewis came in and struck out the side. But Judge Memorial gets 1 here in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning at Brent Brown Ballpark. Judge Memorial 3, Woods Cross 1. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Bottom of the 3rd inning starting here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem, Utah. Thank you for tuning in on this Monday night for high school baseball, where we won't decide the state champion tonight, but we will decide some of those teams that can advance and continue their season alive, as Kyle Rogers stands into the box and he takes a pitch low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Kyle Rogers has moved into play first base for Woods Cross, 0 for 1 on the day. Hit a hard ball right over at third, And it was Candelario there just to glove it. 2 balls and no strikes to count on Rogers. The 2-0 pitch on its way home. That one misses low below the knees, ball 3. And it's 3 balls and no strikes to count here as teams beginning to arrive for the next game. Bountiful and Skyline. The Skyline Eagles arriving as the 3-0 pitch comes in and makes the count 3-1. They're sitting down just past behind the Woods Cross dugout. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike to count here on Kyle Rogers. The kick and the delivery on its way. That one low, ball 4, and Rogers is aboard to open up the 3rd inning. And that's going to bring up center fielder Brady Childs. Childs 0 for 1. He grounded out for the 2nd out of the inning. As right now going back to work out there is Skylar Ramsey. Ramsey has done a pretty good job so far. Through 2 innings, only allowed the 2 hits. First pitch, Ramsey pulls back the bunt, the snap throw to first. And a good job by Sam Robinson to make sure that one got into his glove. That's a dangerous throw because if for some reason it gets past Sam Robinson and heads down the line, that's going to give the runner in that sense, Kyle Rogers, at least 1 base. If not, that probably gives him 2. No balls and a strike, pickoff move. Rogers dives back safely underneath the tag. Be no balls and a strike. As bunt showed, Childs pulls this one back. It's taken for the strike, 0-2, as Candelario came charging in. And, you know, I get the idea of charging on that bunt, but there's something about getting that close to the hitter when he's got a bat in his hands that just kind of makes me kind of wonder, you know, if he's not going to turn around and swing. Never my cup of tea to charge like that. 0-2 pitch on its way, and that ball's going to be hit hard back up the middle. Fielded kind of bobble, but right to the second baseman, and he's going to touch second to get the lead runner there. So it ends up working out if you're Judge Memorial. The ball was hit hard right at Nick Klein, and Klein just kind of quickly bobbled it. When he bobbled the baseball, it just kind of kicked over to Dash Anderson, who was able to pick up the baseball and touch second base. So they get the out there on the fielder's choice. Childs does reach. And with 1 out, Brandon Wagstaff will stand in. Wagstaff had a double and came around to score. Pickoff move, diving back safely, is Brady Childs. Wagstaff with good speed will stand back in the batter's box here. 1 away, the pitch from Ramsey. That one misses away with the fastball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Scheduled to play 7 innings here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Winner advances to play again tomorrow morning at 11. 1 ball, no strikes to count. The pickoff move, and diving back safely is Brady Childs. The season's on the line for both of these teams. 1 more opportunity to be able to play 1 more game. Tomorrow, both teams will just play once. If you happen to win tomorrow, though, Wednesday you have to win twice to keep your season alive, as the 1-0 pitch gets on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 1-1. And this part of the bracket would move into a 4 o'clock game if they win tomorrow. If they would win tomorrow, and then they would get in that 7 o'clock game with a win on Wednesday. So it's going to be a very busy next couple of days for these teams in the bottom part of the bracket. We have to, of course, play through. The top half of the bracket will play tomorrow. And then if you win that, you don't have to play again until Thursday. So you have an opportunity to try to, you know, obviously the easiest thing to do is to win and stay on the top part of the bracket. But both of these teams here haven't been able to do that. 1-2 pitch. Wagstaff just tomahawks it to left field. Going back to the track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. We're tied at 3. That's the second extra base hit of the ball game for Brandon Wagstaff. This one gets back up onto the berm in left field, and it's a brand new ball game here at Brent Brown Ballpark. A 3-3 tie as Josh Cowley's going to come to the plate. That ball was hit well off the bat, and Nathan Higley in left field could only go back so far. That pitch swung on and missed, and it's no balls and a strike on Josh Cowley. Cowley reached on a walk back in the first inning and then got picked off of first base to end the inning. No balls and 1 strike to count. The delivery on the way, breaking ball, and that one in there at the knees. And it's no balls and 2 strikes to count.
Come on, Josh. Base hitting, buddy. Nice line drive sometimes.
0-2 pitch. Set, ready to go. Ramsey kicks and comes home. That one in the dirt for a ball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. As that home run by Wagstaff can really quickly change the whole feeling of this ballpark, especially if you're on the Judge Memorial side. Kind of the energy for the Bulldogs just kind of left out. And that's the thing when you play teams like Woods Cross. Woods Cross kind of got upset in a way by Spanish Fork last Wednesday, a game which the Wildcats had one of the better seasons in the 4A classification here in Utah. And to lose that sort of a game, a lot of people didn't expect to see Woods Cross in the bottom part of the bracket. The 1-2 pitch on its way. That ball hit by Cowley out to left field. Higley's going to get back there. He'll make the play for the second out of the inning. So good contact if you're Josh Cowley, but just someone that just was lined right at somebody, and now it's going to bring up Jake Foster. Foster's 0 for 1 on the day. He had a high pop-up to short that Nick Klein was able to run down for Judge Memorial. 3-3 tie in the bottom of the third inning. They kick and the delivery on its way. That one on the inside corner. Great job of right there. That was a strike, I think, in my opinion, only because of Connor Stone was able to kind of bring that pitch back over. The 0-1 pitch misses low for a ball, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. At the last second, Connor Stone kind of caught the ball and got the glove back over the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The pitch comes in. That one bounces in the dirt. A good block behind home plate by Connor Stone, and it's 2 balls and a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to count on Jake Foster. Foster stands in from the right side, wide open stance. Rowley delivers that pitch, and it's going to be swung on and fouled away. Not Rowley, I'm sorry. That is the pitcher, Skylar Ramsey, the right-hander, working here, as now the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch kicks and comes home. That ball misses away, ball 3, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Jake Foster. Full count here to Foster. Foster stands in. Ramsey's ready to go on the mound. Comes set. He's worked from the stretch the entire game. The 3-2 pitch. That ball swung on, hit hard past the diving shortstop Klein into left field. That one's going to roll all the way to the wall. Taking the turn and heading into second, and standing there with a 2-out double is Jake Foster. And something has awoken the Wildcats here in the third. The bats are starting to go as Woods Cross has the leading run on at second base. Coming in to run will be Tyrus Draper, number 13. So Draper into run. As the pitcher, Jordan Lewis, comes up to the plate. Lewis is 0 for 1. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. And the pitch on its way, swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. The leading run for Woods Cross in scoring position on at second base. No balls and a strike to count. The kick and the delivery comes. That one low and inside for a ball. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Let's get that run in.
Alex Johnson in the on-deck circle. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Ramsey checks the runner, comes home. That ball is going to be chopped to second. Fielded cleanly. The throw over from Anderson's in time, and the third inning comes to an end. but not the result you wanted if you're Judge Memorial. A 2-run homer by Brandon Wagstaff ties this one at 3. We head to the 4th after the break. We're tied at 3 at Brent Brown Ballpark at the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Top of the 4th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem, where the sun has decided to peek through here the clouds as we approach almost 6 o'clock here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem as we play the top of the 4th inning. Judge Memorial and Woods Cross were tied at 3 as these two teams play for the opportunity to survive another day. As Jordan Lewis comes in, the first pitch is a called strike to Dash Anderson. Anderson 0 for 1, went down swinging on strikes back in the 2nd inning. It'll be Anderson, Boomer, and Higley coming up as the 0-1 pitch coming home, swung on and missed, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Dash Anderson. One more final game coming up, Bountiful and Skyline. And what should be a very good ball game. Both those teams having successful seasons as the 0-2 pitch sits high for a ball, 1-2.
Come on up.
Bountiful, the defending 4A state champs, will look to try to stay alive to defend that title. The 1-2 pitch coming home, that one misses away, ball 2, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 5A game going on right now, West Jordan and Taylorsville. That up at Kearns High School, the late game, Northridge against defending 5A state champion Jordan. The 2-2 pitch, a called strike 3 on the inside corner. That is the 4th strikeout for Jordan Lewis, and that's the 4th in a row. And with 1 out, that brings up Jack Boomer. Boomer popped out to first back in the 2nd, as he'll stand in here from the right side. 3-3 tie, top of the 4th inning. And the pitch on its way, swung on and missed, strike 1. And you have to kind of wonder, in a sense, with the way Jordan Lewis is pitching, those 2 runs for Woods Cross to tie this ball game up. You have to think, the way this game is going right now, everything's kind of favoring Woods Cross. 0-1 pitch, that one high and tight, taken for a ball, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Just kind of the feeling that you get right now, you're just kind of waiting for Woods Cross to put together a nice run here as the 1-1 pitch swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. 4 straight strikeouts for Jordan Lewis. He's looking for his 5th in a row. The 1-2 pitch, the kick and the delivery comes. That one bounced in there. Good block behind home plate by Foster. And the count will move to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch, the kick and the delivery home is a called strike 3, and there's 5 in a row. That pitch just sat right on the outside corner and taken for a called strike 3. And back to the top of the Bulldog lineup and Nathan Higley. Higley singled back in the first, came around to score, and then walked in the second and was stranded on at first. First pitch is swung on, and this one's going to be in play. Lewis turns quickly, throws the first in time. He's done it with his arm, and now he does it with the glove. Jordan Lewis is in control as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Judge Memorial 3, Woods Cross 3. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Pretty good, Connor. Turn around and I'll put this over the shoulder.
Clean up the Woods Cross, the shortstop, number 4, Alex Johnson.
The Woods Cross Wildcats right now have full control of the momentum as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Alex Johnson to step up and lead it off. Johnson 1 for 1 with a single as he gets his first pitch, about a knee-high fastball that he takes for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Alex Johnson, Tanner Hammond, and Braden Randolph coming up, 7, 8, 9. The 0-1 pitch on its way home, and that one low for a ball, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike to count. The right-hander kicks and comes home. That one low and away for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike here on Johnson. Johnson started the game on the mound and struggled, but Jordan Lewis has rectified that problem as the 2-1 pitch misses low, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike to count here on Alex Johnson. Set, ready to go from the right-handed side. The pitch is low, ball 4, and Alex Johnson's on to open up the 4th inning with a leadoff walk. And you can always be happy to have leadoff walks if you're head coach Trevor Amicone down in that third base dugout as he approaches home plate to have a quick word with Tanner Hammond. You'll always take leadoff base runners as a baseball coach to try to get something started. And especially when right now Woods Cross swinging the bats pretty well. Tanner Hammond steps up. He doesn't have an official at-bat today. As his first at-bat, he had a walk. Johnson gets his lead over at first. Johnson did steal a base the first time he was on, so you have to be careful with him. Hammond squares around a bunt, turning and looking over at first, and they're going to call the balk call there. Trevor Amicone quickly coming down that third base coaching box saying, hey, where's the balk call there? And now Judge Memorial's coach is going to come out, and they want a quick word. What they're saying is that with all the motion and then the pitcher started to come home and then he kind of turned around and went to throw to first base. And it's going to be a conversation here between Tony Preston and Lance Hill here as to whether or not that's a balk. And it's kind of one of those unfortunate calls because if they reverse it and send the runner back, Woods Cross isn't going to be happy. But Judge Memorial isn't exactly going to be happy if the runner stays at second base. So it's a no-win situation here for the umpires here as Trevor Amicone will have another quick word with Tanner Hammond. And I think they're going to go have a word here with Trevor Amicone as to what happened. And I think for them to go over and have a word with Trevor Amicone, I have a feeling here they're going to send that runner back to second base. So conference breaks up on the mound as quickly going out and having a word was Connor Stone. And that's just the thing here is for this explanation, Trevor Amicone getting very little on the animated side with the home, not in a bad way. I don't want to make that sound like he's, getting really upset. He's just explaining a lot of things with his hands here to the home plate umpires. And so I think at the end of the day, though, Alex Johnson's going to be sent back to first base. Trevor Amicone will walk back, and they're going to send Alex Johnson back to first base, which quickly gets the call of the Woods Cross fans, as Trevor Amicone, though, at the end of the day, looked to be, I don't want to say pleased and happy with the call, but he seemed to be okay with the explanation given. And with nobody out, Tanner Hammond's going to step in the box. That could be just a wrong observation on my part. Coming all the way in was Candelario, came just about to the infield grass there behind home plate. Tanner Hammond getting ready to go. Hammond squares around a bunt. Pitch comes inside. Hammond swings at the last minute and turned around to swing and fouled it away. No balls and 1 strike to count. Sam Robinson was quickly charging at first. The corners are crashing hard at home plate with that bunt. Pickoff move, diving back and safely getting back there is the runner over at first base, Alex Johnson. Infield up the middle, not playing even a double play depth here. Bunt showed. Hammond lays down the bunt. Quickly fielded at third. The throw is low, and it skips away, and quickly heads up. Base running, moving to third is Alex Johnson. Woods Cross is in business again here in the 4th. The throw was in plenty of time, but not handled by Sam Robinson. The ball just got underneath his glove, and when that happened, the runner, Alex Johnson, the ball skipped away. Dash Anderson quickly picked it up and went to make the throw to third, but by that time, nobody was covering third base, and in that situation, the shortstop's in no man's land because the third baseman had charged. The only man that's supposed to cover that would be the pitcher, and no one was covering, so Alex Johnson just went around and said, well, I'm going to go ahead and take third. Runners on the corners, nobody out for Tanner Hammond. For Braden Randolph, the left fielder. First pitch on its way, swung on and fouled away, and no balls and a strike. So now you got plenty of speed on the base pass for Woods Cross. The Wildcats here looking to try to take their first lead of the ball game. Mikey Saltis in center field, playing very shallow. The 0-1 pitch on its way. That ball's lined out there into left center field. It's going to fall. Coming in to score is Alex Johnson, and it's a 4-3 lead for Woods Cross. An RBI single and now a visit out to the mound, and I think the day for Skylar Ramsey might be coming to an end. It's a 4-3 game, no outs in the 4th, and this is not what you want if you're Judge Memorial. You don't want this one to get out of hand quickly, and so now kind of a tough decision to be made here, and I think we will have a pitching change here. Couple of Bulldogs are going to head to the dugout here to maybe change out gloves. We'll sort everything out here on our end. It's 4-3 Woods Cross, bottom of the 4th inning. Wildcats still threatening, looking to break this one open. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher for Judge Memorial after the break here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. No balls and 1 strike will be the count here as top of the lineup, Kyle Rogers will stand in. In fact, Rogers will get the first pitch here from Sam Robinson, which is low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. So wholesale changes as well for Judge Memorial. Sam Robinson moves from first to the pitcher's mound. Moving from third to first is Candelario. Nick Klein moves from short to third, and Skylar Ramsey stays in the game to play shortstop. As the 1-1 pitch misses away, ball 2, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Kyle Rogers. Judge Memorial looking to try to keep this one close just so that way you don't get down too much. That pitch swung on, Rogers takes it to left field. Going back, getting under it, and making the play is Higley in left, and for the first out of the 4th inning. So a big first out as Brady Childs steps up for Woods Cross. 4-3 game, bottom of the 4th inning. The Wildcats able to take the lead in this elimination game at the state tournament. Winner gets an 11 a.m. game against either Bountiful or Skyline as the pitch comes inside and tight. Childs turning his head out of the way, and it's a ball 1. Skyline has arrived. They're sitting down first 3 or 4 rows behind the Woods Cross dugout down the third base line. 1 ball and no strikes to count. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball. Good block by Stone behind home plate. 2 balls and no strikes. As the Bountiful Braves just walked into the ballpark. The defending 4A state champions up on the concourse here. They'll, I'm sure, make their way over towards the third base dugout. They'll be the visiting team in that one. The 2-0 pitch. That one low, ball 3, and the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes here on Brady Childs. Childs has a ground out and also grounded into a fielder's choice, so he's 0 for 2 on the day. The 3-0 pitch on its way is in there for a called strike, and it's 3-1. So Robinson able to come in and he got something over the plate there. But the count moves to 3 balls and a strike. Runners get their lead at first and second. Childs should see something good to hit here. 3-1 pitch is swung on, grounded right back to the pitcher. Robinson goes to Ramsey for 1. Ramsey bobbles the baseball on the exchange, and they will say it was on the transfer. So out at second base will be Randolph, and everybody else moves up though. So Hammond goes down to third. And with 2 outs, it's going to be Brandon Wagstaff coming to the plate. Wagstaff has a double and a home run on the day. The home run came in the bottom of the 3rd inning to tie the ball game at 3. On just a shot where he just kind of got the bat head up there, made contact, and kind of did it kind of like a fishing pole, it seemed like. Just made enough contact there and just hit it out at a deep left center field. Runners on the corners with 2 down. The delivery on its way, breaking ball. That's high and off the glove. Going down to second is Childs, and he'll be there standing up. So now a couple of men in scoring position here for Woods Cross. Josh Cowley in the on-deck circle for the Wildcats. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Wagstaff, hitting in that 3 spot. The 1-0 pitch on its way, breaking ball, swung on and hit well out to left field again. Higley going back, he's going to get under it, reaches up and makes the play on the warning track as this one stays in the yard. At the end of 4 from Brent Brown Ballpark, it's Woods Cross 4, Judge Memorial 3. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Top of the 5th inning, starting here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem, Utah. Judge Memorial trailing this one here by 1, as it's 4-3 in favor of the Woods Cross Wildcats. As we begin play in the 5th inning, Skylar Ramsey is going to stand in to lead it off for Judge Memorial here. And the first pitch is going to be away for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Jordan Lewis came in with no outs in the 3rd inning. And so far through the 6 outs he's gotten, 5 of them have been via strikeout, as Ramsey swings through that one and comes up empty. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. As it'll be Ramsey, Robinson, and Klein, the only part of the lineup so far that hasn't faced Jordan Lewis. The 1-1 pitch is in there on the inside corner for a called strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ready to go, the left-hander, time called as Jordan Lewis was about to turn and kick home. As Lewis ready to go now, comes home, the 1-2 pitch right on the outside corner, but taken for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes the count. The kick on the way, that one blocked in the dirt, a good block there, and the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls and 2 strikes the count. The kick and the delivery coming home from Lewis is low, ball 4, and a leadoff walk for Skylar Ramsey puts the tying run on for the Judge Memorial Bulldogs. And that brings up first baseman Sam Robinson. The Storms moving through the area up in Salt Lake City, as that one misses low for a called strike to Sam Robinson, 0-1. I have yet to get this confirmed, but it sounds like some of those 5A games, because the storms that missed us were a lot heavier. Some of those 5A games have actually been rained out, or they'll be postponed and made up tomorrow. That one bounced over to third, fielded cleanly, and they're going to say it actually went foul, and they'll have everyone come back. So those 2 games have been postponed so far. So we got really lucky down here in Orem that we're, been able to play through for the most part outside of a 30-minute lightning delay during the morning Maple Mountain Skyview game. That was kind of interesting because it came at the top of the 7th inning. Maple Mountain was 3 outs away, so we had about a 45-minute lightning delay. Then we had to come back and play the final, 10 minutes of the ball game. That pitch goes low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sam Robinson. Robinson a strikeout and a single, and he came around to score the 1 run for Judge Memorial in the 3rd. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Lewis comes home, the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 6 on the day for Jordan Lewis. And right now, Jordan Lewis is in a groove, as with 1 away, Nick Klein will come to the plate. Klein got everything started for Judge Memorial back in the 1st inning, a home run to deep right center field that gave Judge Memorial a quick 2-0 lead. The delivery on its way home, and that one sits right on the inside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Klein also a RBI double back in the 3rd that brought home Sam Robinson. So all 3 RBIs for Judge Memorial belong to Nick Klein as he swings through that one there, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Lewis set from the stretch. Takes a look over at first, comes home, and that one misses low and inside for a ball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The final game of the day here from Brent Brown Ballpark. The Bountiful Braves and the Skyline Eagles. Should be another good one. The 1-2 pitch swung out and missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 7. So with 2 outs now, it will be here all 9 Judge Memorial hitters. All 9 Judge Memorial hitters now have faced Jordan Lewis, as Austin Candelario stands in, and this first pitch is in there at the knees for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Candelario had a double back in the first and then went down on strikes back in the third. No balls and a strike. Running over at first base is Skylar Ramsey. He got on via a walk. The 0-1 pitch swung out and missed as Candelario threw the bat head out there and came up empty. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Candelario. Getting his lead over at first base is Skylar Ramsey. Not a big lead, not a threatening one as the 0-2 pitch comes. Swung on and missed, strike 3. As Jordan Lewis strikes out the side, he's got 8 strikeouts in 9 batters he's faced. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Woods Cross 4, Judge Memorial 3. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Off the Woods Cross, playing third base, number 24, Josh Howley.
Bottom of the 5th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem. Josh Cowley stepping in to lead it off. And the first pitch on its way, Cowley takes that one low and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Cowley, Foster, and Lewis, 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Woods Cross here in the 5th inning. A 1-run ball game as the pitch comes inside from Sam Robinson and stays a little tight. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So West Jordan and Taylorsville, Northridge and Jordan, those games will be postponed and played tomorrow. If we get an idea sometime throughout the remainder of these games tonight, we'll try to let you know. As the pitch misses ball 3, it's 3 balls and no strikes. Cowley's walked and also flew out to left. As the 3-0 pitch comes in, he takes all the way, and that's in there at the knees. It's 3 balls and a strike. The right-hander on the mound, Sam Robinson, gets ready to go to work. Winds, kicks, and comes home. Breaking ball, misses ball 4, and Josh Cowley will draw a leadoff walk here in the 5th inning, and Woods Cross has a man on to start the 5th. As Jake Foster, the catcher, will come to the plate. Foster has popped out to short, and then he also had a double back in the 3rd inning and then got stranded on back in that 2-run 3rd inning for Woods Cross. Foster's going to square around and lay down a bunt here. Pulls it back, taken for a ball. The runner goes, and the throw is not in time as Josh Cowley able to get in there as the bunt laid down and everybody was crashing. Ramsey had to go quickly to the bag and just kind of had to slide to keep the ball in front of him and just wasn't able to quite get the tag down. So Woods Cross having their 5th run of the ball game right now, sitting on at second base. 4-3 lead as Foster calls time at the last minute, and it will be granted. Quickly going out here and having a quick conversation will be Connor Stone. Make sure him and Sam Robinson are on the same page. As what you want to avoid here if you're Judge Memorials, you don't want this one to quickly get out of hand. You don't want to see 4, 5, 6 runs put up on the scoreboard. You want to be able to keep this a one-run ball game and see maybe if you can't get something going. 1 ball, no strikes to count here on Jake Foster. Sam Robinson from the stretch kicks and comes home, and that pitch swung on and fouled back. And we'll have another pitch here as the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. It's turning out to be a really nice evening here at the ballpark as we approach 6:30. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The pitch on its way home. That one a good block in the dirt there. Good job by Connor Stone of keeping that one from getting to the backstop. If that gets to the backstop, that's an extra 90 feet for Josh Cowley. In fact, we saw Brandon Wagstaff when he was running on at second base back in the first inning. Ball got to the backstop. He was able to find a way to score. The 2-1 pitch swung on. That one's hit well right at, though, the left fielder Higley, who will run it down for the first out of the 5th inning. So with 1 out, Jordan Lewis will step up. Lewis started the game at first base, then came in to pitch, and so far, he's had a very good day. 8 of his 9 outs he's gotten today have been via the strikeout. Lewis will stand in here and try to see if he can't help with his bat here. And the first pitch on its way to Lewis is swung on and hit right to second. 1 hopper backhanded by Anderson. His throw to first is in time, and there's 2 outs, but Josh Cowley able to move down to third base. And with 2 outs, the Woods Cross Wildcats will look to have a little bit of some 2-out hitting as Alex Johnson will come up to the plate. Johnson on the day singled and then walked and then came around to score a run as well. With 2 outs here in the inning. First pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to count here. And the 0-1 pitch comes home. That one misses off the plate for a ball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to count here on Alex Johnson. Johnson struggled in the early going on the mound, left a lot of his pitches up in the strike zone, and Judge Memorial was able to take advantage. The 1-1 pitch on its way. That one skips away, coming in, putting his head down to score is Cowley, and it's a 5-3 lead for Woods Cross. Once that ball got blocked in the dirt and skipped away from Connor Stone, Josh Cowley put his head down at third and went for the plate and scores. It's now 5-3 Woods Cross here in the 5th inning. So a little bit of run, a little bit of insurance there for Jordan Lewis on the mound. 2 balls and a strike. That one misses, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike to count on Alex Johnson. So the right-hander Robinson in danger of putting the man on, and that one drops it in there for a called strike, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Johnson. On deck, it's the right fielder, Tanner Hammond. The 3-2 pitch on its way, swung on and grounded to first. Fielded cleanly, and just touching first base there is Candelario, and the 5th inning comes to an end. But the Woods Cross Wildcats score 1 as we head to the 6th inning of Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Woods Cross 5, Judge Memorial 3. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Judge, center fielder, number 16,
Top of the 6th inning, Judge Memorial needs to get something going quickly here against Jordan Lewis. As we play the top of the 6th inning, Mikey Saltis steps in to lead it off, and he fouls the first pitch right back to the screen, and snowballs and a strike. Saltis on the day has struck out twice, once against Alex Johnson, and then the second time against Jordan Lewis, who has 8 strikeouts here in 3 innings of work. The 0-1 pitch on its way. That one swung on and popped up. Down the line, Cowley going to quickly give it a look, but it's going to go foul as it hits off the metal roof here, and the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Scheduled to play 7. The winner gets an 11 a.m. game tomorrow against either Bountiful or the Skyline Eagles. The 0-2 pitch swung on, popped up, and giving it a look, but this one's going to go foul as Jake Foster gave it a look for Woods Cross. We're here at Brent Brown Ballpark, the 2015 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament. As it's Woods Cross and Judge Memorial. The pitch high and tight for the ball to Saltis. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's going to be Saltis, Stone, and Dash Anderson coming up. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. The left-hander on the mound kicks and delivers. That pitch misses away for a ball. And the count evens at 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Saltis. Saltis just looking to try to find some way to get on base. The 2-2 pitch, the kick and the delivery. Misses, ball 3. That one just missed high. And the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. They count here on Saltis. So a big opportunity here and a big pitch coming in for Jordan Lewis to try to keep that tying run from being on the base paths. 3-2 pitch, swung on and fouled away. And not so much that the tying run would be on the base path. Saltis is not the tying run, but the guy in the on-deck circle, Connor Stone, would be the tying run. Judge Memorial in the white and the red. Woods Cross in the white and the blue. The 3-2 pitch, the delivery coming home. That ball swung on and hit well to right field. Going back is Hammond. He's going to reach up. It's going to one-hop the wall. Hammond goes all the way back to play it. Saltis makes the turnaround second. He's heading for third. The throw on a hop, and he is safe. A big leadoff triple for Mikey Saltis there, as that was a good relay from Woods Cross, but Saltis able to use that speed to get into third barely, and now the tying run comes to the plate in Connor Stone. Stone does have a hit on the day, had a double back in the 2nd inning before going down on strikes back in the 3rd inning. He was the man who was up 3rd against Jordan Lewis, in which Lewis just came in and just threw the ball right past him. First pitch home from Lewis. Stone swings and fouls out of one back, and it's 0-1. Easier to see the pitcher the second time around or the third time around than that first time when he's a new pitcher with new angles and everything like that. No balls and a strike. Jordan Lewis working from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch on its way. There's a breaking ball that hits the outside corner, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to count here on Connor Stone. Judge Memorial scoring 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd inning. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That is strikeout number 9 for Jordan Lewis. With 1 out, Dash Anderson will come to the plate, and this is a situation, if you're Judge Memorial, if you do want to get back in this ball game, you're going to have to try to find a way to get runs home. Dash Anderson coming to the plate. Anderson is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts tonight. That one's a one-hopper knocked down by Cowley. Sprinting hard for the plate. The throw is going to be in time, and they got him at the plate. Have to love the effort by Mikey Saltis there, but the ball didn't get far enough away from Josh Cowley, who just made a great throw to the plate to cut down the runner. And you hate in that situation to make that kind of an out, because now you just had a situation in which you had a runner 90 feet from home, and Saltis took a huge opportunity, thought maybe he could score, but a great heads-up play by Josh Cowley. So with 2 outs, it's Jack Boomer to the plate. And the first pitch to Boomer is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to count. Nathan Higley on deck for Judge Memorial. No balls and 1 strike to count. The wind, the delivery swung out and missed, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to count here on Jack Boomer. Boomer has a pop out to first and then went down looking back in the 4th. Looking for strikeout number 10. The pitch just off the plate for a ball, and it's 1-2. Jordan Lewis didn't start even, you would think 10 strikeouts. Oh, Ryan, he started the ball game. No, he came in the 3rd. 1 ball and 2 strikes, time called, as quickly throwing his hands up there was Jack Boomer. Jordan Lewis has just been sensational since coming in. Runner gets his lead, the pitch. Misses low again, ball 2, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield playing pretty straight away for Woods Cross. Up the middle, everybody playing at normal depth as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. Runner gets his lead, the kick and the delivery misses away, ball 3, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here in the 6th. With 2 outs, I would think that you would see Dash Anderson be leaving first base on the first sign of the pitch coming home. And the pitcher, Lewis, kind of looks him back to first here. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. The delivery, 3-2 pitch, misses low, ball 4. Jordan Lewis was heading off the plate. Woods Cross having a quick conversation as Jake Foster turned to the home plate umpire and said, "Where was it?" And then he said low, and then he looked over and told his signal overs to his coach it missed low. So Boomer on with a walk here, and with 2 outs, back to the top of the lineup and Nathan Higley. Higley has a single back in the 1st, a walk in the 2nd, and then grounded back to the pitcher in the 4th. Higley was at the plate when a ball was hit, just kind of a slow tapper down the 3rd baseline that Nathan Lewis fielded kind of awkwardly and still made a nice throw to first as the pitch goes low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Top of the 6th inning, Judge Memorial with the tying run on at first base. Lewis set the 1-0 pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike the count. One pitch about to come home, the left-hander. Set, ready to go on the mound. Lewis comes home, the 1-2 pitch blocked in the dirt, and runners will move up 90 feet. And now an opportunity here with a 2-1 count, and the runners now both in scoring position. Nathan Higley, an opportunity on a base hit. He could tie this ball game. Running on at 3rd is Dash Anderson. Jack Boomer, the runner, over at 2nd base. 2 balls and a strike the count on Higley. Lewis comes home, the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled away, and the count evens at 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck if the inning should continue would be Skylar Ramsey for Judge Memorial. The Bulldogs trying to will that run home from 2nd base somehow. The 2-2 pitch. Lewis looks in, gets the sign, steps off the mound. In the bottom of the 6th inning, it will be Tanner Hammond, Braden Randolph, and Kyle Rogers coming up. The 2-2 pitch on its way, swung on and fouled away, and we'll do another 2-2 pitch. Game 4 of 4 coming up here in a little bit. Skyline and Bountiful, defending 4A state champs, on the brink of elimination. The 2-2 pitch swung on and fouled away. So we'll see if the Braves can keep their season alive. But right now, Judge Memorial trying to keep theirs alive. Has a couple of runners on base with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. The tying run sitting on at 2nd base in the likes of Jack Boomer. The 2-2 pitch, the kick and the delivery on its way inside, and it hits Nathan Higley, and the bases are full with 2 outs in the 6th inning. And Trevor Amicone going to pop out of the dugout and have a quick word with his lefty. Bases will be loaded for Skylar Ramsey. Ramsey started the game on the mound for Judge Memorial and pitched well, but just couldn't quite keep the runs off the board. Couldn't keep the bats of Woods Cross at bay. It's a hard thing to do for a lot of great pitchers. A very good offensive club is Woods Cross. But now he has an opportunity to put all that behind him here when he comes up to bat in the top of the 6th inning. If you're Judge Memorial, you might not have another opportunity like this. Lewis on the day has just been absolutely great. 9 strikeouts on the day. He's been absolutely unhittable. In the inning, you've had a triple and a walk and a hit by pitch. And now Skylar Ramsey stands at 0 for 2 with a walk on the day. The 2 outs were 2 strikeouts. The first pitch swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to count. Jordan Lewis, the left-hander, takes a quick step off the mound, now steps back up onto the mound. Set, ready to go. Gets the sign, acts like he's going to throw back to second, but nobody was there even to throw it. And it's no balls and a strike. Lewis goes back up onto the mound. The 0-1 pitch, the kick and the delivery comes home. That one swung on, grounded right to second base. Fielded cleanly by Smith, his throw in time, and Judge Memorial will leave the bases loaded. A golden opportunity for the Bulldogs to try to chip back in, and they come up empty. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem. It's the Woods Cross Wildcats 5 and the Judge Memorial Bulldogs 3. You're watching the 2015 Class 4A Utah State Baseball Tournament here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Bottom of the 6th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Woods Cross holding on to a 2-run lead as Tanner Hammond steps in the box, and he swings at the first pitch and rolls it foul. Hammond on the day had a walk back in the 2nd and then singled back in the 4th inning and got stranded 90 feet from home. Woods Cross has scored 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th for their 5-3 lead, 5 runs on 5 hits. The 0-1 pitch swung on and popped up. Down the line, coming at as the shortstop, Ramsey, to make the play, and there's 1 out in the 6th. So with 1 out, Braden Randolph's going to come to the plate. Randolph's grounded out to short and then had a RBI single back in the 4th inning. During the 1-run 4th inning for Woods Cross. That helped give them the lead as the breaking ball comes on the outside corner for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Kyle Rogers, the leadoff man for the Wildcats in the on-deck circle. The 1-0 pitch on its way home is swung on line into left field for a base hit. And Braden Randolph is on here with 1 out in the 6th inning. Just a hard hit ball that was hit off into left field, and no way for Nick Klein to get to that. Judge Memorial in the top of the 7th inning will have Sam Robinson, Nick Klein, and Austin Candelario coming up. As here comes Kyle Rogers, and the first pitch to Rogers is away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Rogers has lined out to third, walked, and then also flew out to left in his last at-bat. 1 ball and no strikes to count. The right-hander set, ready to go on the mound. The delivery comes, runner goes. The throwdown's going to be on the backside of the bag. A good attempt there by Ramsey to get the tag on, but not in time to get Braden Randolph, who steals the bag, and now he's sitting in scoring position. An opportunity for Woods Cross to kind of open this one up a little bit, have a 3-run lead. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The runner, Randolph, gets his lead on at second base. He's got good speed. Kyle Rogers steps in from the left side, comes ready to go. The pitch on its way, the 1-1 pitch high, kind of off the glove of Connor Stone, but he's going to hold on to the baseball. Or he's going to not hold on to the baseball, but hold the runner from advancing 90 feet. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the pitch on its way comes inside and tight, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and a strike. They count here on Kyle Rogers. Getting his lead out on second base is Braden Randolph. The 3-1 pitch on its way home, misses ball 4, and Kyle Rogers draws a walk here with 1 out in the 6th inning for Brady Childs. So not what you want here if you are Judge Memorial. Is a couple more runs, and it's going to make it really difficult in the bottom half of the inning. At this point, all you need to do is string together, 3 hits, and this game can be tied, but that's being very optimistic about it, as Childs shows bunt, the breaking ball in there for a called strike. But all of a sudden, if you get down 4 or 5, it's going to take 6, 7, 8 hits or something like that to get back in it. A big hole sitting off in the left center field for Brady Childs. Childs has hit into 2 fielders' choices tonight and also grounded out to third. And a balk call here is going to move the runners up. So with 1 out, Randolph goes to third. Kyle Rogers goes to second. And so now Childs can get that run home from third without having to necessarily get a hit. Judge Memorial will bring the infield in. They need to make sure that run doesn't come in to score. No balls and a strike to count. They kick and the delivery on its way. Breaking ball gets in there, called strike 2. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on Brady Childs. Brandon Wagstaff in the on-deck circle has 2 runs scored, has 2 extra base hits tonight, including a 2-run homer. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The right-hander set, ready to go. Robinson kicks, comes home, breaking ball right off the outside corner for a ball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Brady Childs. Working here from the stretch. Robinson takes a look at third base, kicks and delivers. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, missed low and away. And the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Brady Childs. Childs grounded at third, grounded into 2 fielders' choices. And the 2-2 pitch about to be ready to come home. Runners get their lead. And the 2-2 pitch comes inside and tight, and they're going to say it hit Brady Childs. They're going to say it got just enough of the jersey there, and with 1 out, the bases are loaded, and Brandon Wagstaff is coming to the plate. Not the guy you want coming to the plate here if you're Judge Memorial, and I think we're going to have a pitching change here with the bases loaded. This one could get out of hand very quickly with 1 swing of the bat from Wagstaff. As Sam Robinson here is a conversation's taking place. We'll see here if they decide to stick with him. If you're Judge Memorial, it looks like they're going to stick with Sam Robinson for at least the moment being right now. It's just a very good conversation taking place here, but quickly we'll head out. Will be our home plate umpire, Tony Preston, will head out to the pitcher's mound, break up the conversation, and it will be Sam Robinson who will remain in the game to pitch and try to work through this bases-loaded jam. And Brandon Wagstaff, who doubled and scored in the first, had a 2-run homer in the third, and then hit a deep fly ball to left that stayed in the yard in the 4th inning. So here comes Brandon Wagstaff with the bases full. Judge Memorial will bring the corners in, up the middle, playing double play depth. They're going to have to quickly turn a double play here to kind of double down Wagstaff with the good speed. The first pitch on its way. The wind of the delivery comes, swung on. That ball is hit out to left field. Hit very well. Send him back on the warning track on the wall, and the ball is going to be, and they're going to say it's an out. Everybody's having to, it looked like to me he said out, but it looks like they're going to say double off the wall. And 2-run score. It's a 7-3 ball game. I thought I saw the second base umpire go like this, throw his hand up in the air. But now the coach for Judge Memorial going out there, Mikey Saltis, out there in deep left center field, is kind of collided there with Higley. And he doesn't really look like, I'm not sure one bit here if he's moving or not very well out there in left field, as it looks like he's down, and that's a tough thing to do when two guys are running full speed. And it looks like they said, okay, so they did say he caught the ball. Everybody tagged up and came in to score. So as getting up out there in center field is Saltis. So Wagstaff gets the RBI in. It's 6-3 Woods Cross. Saltis will begin to try to walk it off here in the outfield. So Woods Cross does get the insurance run in. Wagstaff gets the RBI, and everybody else able to find a way to move up. So Saltis is going to stay in the ball game as he makes his way back out to center field here with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Josh Cowley is going to come to the plate. So a big opportunity here. Cowley on the day has a walk, a fly out. He walked in the 5th and then came around to score. And the 1 run for Woods Cross that came around in the 5th inning. Runners on at 2nd and 3rd. The right-hander set, ready to go, kicks and delivers. And the first pitch low and in the dirt for a ball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Working here, set, ready to go. Kicks and comes home. The breaking ball blocked in the dirt. Good job by Stone to keep that in front of him as Kyle Rogers kind of started to come down the line. Good speed on the base pass. Kyle Rogers at 3rd. And Brady Childs, the runner on at 2nd base for the Woods Cross Wildcats, who look to try to play bright and early tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. if they hold on to this one. But they'll get the winner of Bountiful and Skyline. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Runners on at 2nd and 3rd. 2 outs as Cowley stands in. Couple of walks tonight. The 2-0 pitch is swung on, and that ball's hit well foul down out past the maintenance area. That might have even gotten out onto Wolverine Way. It'll be 2 balls and a strike here. The count as we got 1 more game to go this afternoon, or I guess I should say this evening, as the 2-1 pitch is swung on by Cowley, line back up the middle. Rogers will score. Right behind him comes Childs, and it's an 8-3 Woods Cross lead here in the 6th. A 2-run single for Cowley brings home Rogers and Childs, and just the sort of run support you were looking for if you're Jordan Lewis heading out there in the 7th. It's going to be hard for Judge Memorial to try to get back in it. Here's Jake Foster. Foster is 1 for 3 on the day, including a double back in the third, to go along with a couple of flyouts on the afternoon. And the pitch on its way, swung on and fouled straight back, and it's 0-1. Jordan Lewis in the on-deck circle. The pitcher has just absolutely been dominant today. No balls and a strike the count. Foster stands in with that big open stance of his. That front foot shaded well towards left field, the 0-1 pitch. That one's blocked, putting his head down and taking second base is Cowley, who diving head first in there. And Jake Foster now has a man in scoring position. 8-3 lead for Woods Cross. The Wildcats, their longest production offensively of the night with 3 runs here in the 6th inning. They've just kind of chipped away a couple runs here, a couple runs there. One ball and 1 strike the count. They kick and the delivery comes home. That one misses, and that one actually got in there for a called strike. 1-2. It looked a little outside, but our home plate umpire had a little bit better view than I have, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The right-hander set, ready to go. The kick and the delivery. That one gets away from the catcher, and moving up down to third is Cowley. I'm not sure if that was an attempted knuckleball there by Sam Robinson or what it was, but it was something. Two balls and 2 strikes the count. The delivery home from Robinson. That one gets the backstop. Cowley puts his head down. He'll score. It's 9-3 Woods Cross. So the run comes in to score the second time that Josh Cowley has come around to score a run tonight. Wagstaff has scored twice. Childs has scored twice. And a 4-run 6th inning has separated Woods Cross and Judge Memorial. That one high and tight, ball 4. And a 2-out walk will now bring Jordan Lewis to the plate. And we're going to have a pitching change here as Judge Memorial Sam Robinson's day has come to an end. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher for the Bulldogs after the break. It's 9-3 Woods Cross as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Thank you. Very nice of you. Connor? Hey, no, it's far enough out of hand. Grant? Grant? What time's the game, boy?
Hey, love you, Dad. Thanks for coming.
Nice to be with you. That was a great game by Jake. Played very well.
How about that double, man? He hit that one.
They should be championship. It was to the fence. One was caught on the left field line. It was well hit.
Thanks for coming, Palmer. Means a lot to have you come. Yeah. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, Dad. Love you. What do you think, Cody?
Now pitching for Judge, number 55, Austin
Bottom of the 6th inning here. New pitcher is going to be number 55, Austin Candelario will come in to pitch. Running over at first base for the Wildcats will be Tyrus Draper, number 13, as Jordan Lewis gets ready to come to the plate. Lewis will hit here from the left side, pickoff move, and Draper dives back safely. One final game ready to go. Josh Cowley starting to get loose down in the Woods Cross pen that we might see here what happens here if Josh Cowley comes in the ball game as the 1-0 pitch misses for ball 2, and I think it's one ball and no strikes to count here on Lewis as the 1-0 pitch comes. That one gets in there at about knee high, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Jordan Lewis has been dominant on the mound. I think that's the only word that I've been able to come up with as the 1-1 pitch is swung on. This one's lined out into right field. Up over the head, misplaying. It was Boomer. It's going to roll to the wall. Coming around third and going to score is Draper. Heading into third is going to be Jordan Lewis. He's going to have the brakes put on there, and it's a 10-3 lead for Woods Cross. Boomer came in right field. Jack Boomer just came in and then misplayed. The baseball just went right over his head, and it rolled all the way to the wall as the 9th man to come to the plate this inning will be Alex Johnson, the pitcher. Johnson has a single, a walk, and a ground out to first to his name in this one. And the first pitch on its way is going to be off the backstop, off the glove to the backstop, and coming in to score is Jordan Lewis. And I'm sorry, that was not Jordan. Yeah, that was Jordan Lewis scoring. It's 11-3 Woods Cross. And just what you didn't want if you're Judge Memorial, you wanted to keep it close and in striking distance. And now you're going to need an 8-run 7th inning. The 1-0 pitch on its way to Johnson, swung on, grounded to third. This one's going to go foul at the very last second, and it will make the count 1 ball and 1 strike here on Alex Johnson. Skyline and Bountiful coming up here after this ball game here. It was actually supposed to be a 7 o'clock first pitch, but obviously now since it's, 5 minutes to 7, I don't even think I want to be optimistic to try to say we're going to get that one in at 7 o'clock. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The wind and the delivery comes in, swung on and popped up. Down the left field line, coming over is Anderson. He'll make the catch, and the 6th inning comes to an end. But Woods Cross sends 9 guys to the plate. They come away with 6 runs, and we head to the 7th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Woods Cross 11 and Judge Memorial 3. The Bulldogs need 8. We'll see if they're up for the task after the break here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Top of the 7th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. The season for the Judge Memorial Bulldogs looks to be coming to an end unless they have some magic up their sleeve. They're going to need an 8-run in 7th inning, and they're going to do it against a new pitcher. Right fielder Tanner Hammond will come in, number 2, to try to close this one down. He'll face Sam Robinson first. Robinson does have a hit on the night, a single, but then also has 2 strikeouts. And the first pitch is swung on and popped up. This one's going to go foul, and it'll be no balls and a strike. So moving from his position in right to pitcher is Tanner Hammond. Jordan Lewis goes back from pitcher to first base. It sends Rogers, the 0-1 pitch. That one bounces in for a ball. Kyle Rogers then goes from first base back to left field, which also sends Braden Randolph from left field to right. So I think I covered all the defensive changes there for Woods Cross, as it's a 1-1 count here on Sam Robinson. The left-hander winds, delivers that pitch, swung on by Robinson, a line just foul down the line. That one did not miss didn't miss much by being a fair ball down the left field line, but in that case it wasn't quite able to get there. And so now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Sam Robinson, Nick Klein, and Austin Candelario coming up. Tanner Hammond set the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. Breaking ball, misses off the plate for a ball. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Sam Robinson. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. The left-hander ready to go. The kick and the delivery. Breaking ball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Sam Robinson not happy about it, but it's a called 3rd strike, and there's one away here in the 7th inning. That first strikeout for Tanner Hammond, and now that brings up Nick Klein. Klein has a 2-run homer back in the first, and then an RBI double in the 3rd, and then just like most of the Bulldogs, has a strikeout on the night. On its way home, the first pitch misses away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Believe the only person in the lineup for Judge Memorial without a strikeout is Nathan Higley, the leadoff man for the Bulldogs. The 1-0 pitch on its way. That one maybe low and off the plate for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes to count. The 2-0 pitch, the wind of the delivery home from Hammond is low, ball 3, and the count runs to 3 balls and no strikes on Nick Klein. Tanner Hammond trying to work his way out of this one here. The 3-0 pitch on its way home is on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike to count on Nick Klein. Klein looking to try to just get anything started for Judge Memorial here in the 7th inning. The 3-1 pitch, low, ball 4, and Klein's on with a 1-out walk. So you have to start somewhere here if you're the Judge Memorial Bulldogs, and starting with a walk might not be a bad idea, as now Austin Candelario is going to come to the plate. Candelario comes up, a double and a couple of strikeouts. And the pitch is swung on and popped up. Candelario, and that one's going to go foul, and it will be 0-1. Candelario on the night has popped out, has pitched a little bit, played first base. He's done a little bit of everything here for Judge Memorial. The 0-1 pitch on its way, about to come. Hammond kicks and breaking ball. That one never was a breaking ball, but it just never broke over the plate for a ball, and it evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mikey Saltis in the on-deck circle for Judge Memorial. The 1-1 pitch on its way. That one swung on and fouled right back to the screen, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Woods Cross will, as long as they hold on, which I don't see them giving up 8 runs in the inning, will advance to play at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. 1-2 pitch, misses off the plate, ball 2, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it's going to be a quick turnaround for Woods Cross, and even for either Bountiful or Skyline, that's going to be a very quick turnaround. But, if they can handle that, that will work well. The 2-2 pitch, swung on, popped up. Down the first baseline, Jordan Lewis is there. He's under it, and he'll make the play for the second out of the inning. So with 2 outs now, they're down to their final out as Mikey Solstice will come to the plate. Soltis on the day has a triple back in the 6th inning, and he got stranded on a third, and then he got a couple of strikeouts on the day as well. So at 2 outs, it'll be a lefty versus lefty matchup. Running over at first base is Nick Klein. Ready to go, and the kick and the delivery comes. Breaking ball, it sits right on the inside corner for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. 11-3 Woods Cross. Here in the 7th inning, the Wildcats are 1 out away from keeping their season alive. The 1-0 pitch. That pitch low for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Bountiful getting ready down in the maintenance area. Skyline ready to go there on that third base berm, getting ready to take the field when this one ends. 2 balls and no strikes the count. The pitch on its way, swung on and missed, strike 1. Mikey Soltis just swung right through it. Two balls and a strike. Running over at first, gets his lead is Klein. The 2-1 pitch comes high and tight, ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike here on Soltis. Everyone's back here tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. first pitch. Games will start at 11, 1:30, 4:30, and 7. The 3-1 pitch swung on and missed as Soltis chased the pitch, just kind of tried to do anything he could to throw the bat head out there. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the 7th inning. Klein will be able to take off on the delivery of the pitch. And the 3-2 pitch about to come home. The delivery comes, swung on and missed, strike 3, and the ball game is over. And the Woods Cross Wildcats will advance to the next round here of the state tournament. With the win, the Woods Cross Wildcats move in to tomorrow's game. Woods Cross will get a 11 a.m. morning game where the Woods Cross Wildcats will get either Skyline or Bountiful. Judge Memorial season comes to an end with the loss. We congratulate the Bulldogs on their season and for making it to the state tournament, but everyone's season has to come to an end. We have one final game coming up. The Bountiful Braves, the visiting team, will take on the Skyline Eagles in the final elimination of the game. Elimination game of the day. The winner will get the Woods Cross Wildcats tomorrow morning at 11. We'll find out who's going to do that. But until that game, I'm Ryan Pickens signing off here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.